Let's get to Doug Kammerer. Is there anything good in this new information?
No, unfortunately not, Wendy. We're looking at this storm right now as a Category 3. It's expected to become a Category 4 again in the next 12 to 24 hours and then make its way right on through the Bahamas and in towards Florida. And it's looking more and more likely like Florida will take a direct hit from this storm. Let's take a look and show you where it is right now. We're taking a look at the infrared satellite picture here, and you can see the dark reds. That's where you have the highest cloud tops, meaning the bigger thunderstorms. And they're right around the center, and you can actually see it starting to look like it's trying to intensify here, and that's exactly what it is doing, trying to intensify as it makes its way in towards some very warm waters in the Bahamas. Right now, winds of 120 miles an hour, moving to the northwest at 12 miles per hour, expected to become a Category 4 hurricane just off the Miami coastline at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon with 130-mile-an-hour winds. And now the latest track actually has it moving right along Cape Canaveral. So it could come in right around Cape Canaveral, maybe as far south as West Palm, and then move right up the coast. Now, here's something that's new. It does now look like it's going to come even closer to Charleston and then out to sea. And watch this. Look at that curve. That curve is the game changer here because some of the computer models bring it back to Florida. Others now keep it away. This is something we're going to have to watch very, very closely. But places like Daytona Beach, West Palm Beach, Vero Beach, Cape Canaveral, Cocoa Beach, all the way up towards Jacksonville, Savannah, and Charleston, South Carolina, could be greatly impacted by this hurricane. We're going to talk much more about this. I'm going to break down some of those impacts for you and talk about our weather coming up at 5:25.
All right, we will see you then, Doug. Well, as Hurricane Matthew barrels towards the U.S., travelers along the East Coast are preparing for the delays and the cancellations. The airlines are preparing to suspend their flights. Cruise ships shuffling the ship itineraries, and vacationers are reviewing those insurance policies to see if they are covered. Most airlines are letting their passengers change to a later flight without penalty. And this isn't just affecting civilians. The U.S. Air Force is moving some of its planes from Virginia to Ohio as a precaution.
Among the areas already starting evacuations ahead of this storm, Jacksonville, Florida, that part of the state hasn't seen a direct hit from a hurricane since Dora back in 1964. And joining us now from Jacksonville Beach is the Weather Channel's Paul Goodloe. So, Paul, folks bracing there, and what are the conditions right now?
Well, we're in Jacksonville Beach. It's about 20 miles to the east of Jacksonville. We're right along the coast, and Jacksonville Beach is a barrier island along with Neptune Beach and Atlantic Beach, and all these barrier islands under mandatory evacuations because there are bridges that connect us to the mainland, and those bridges close once the wind gets up to around 35 to 40 miles per hour. Now, all day long, we've been inundated with gusty winds, around 25, 30 mile per hour winds with rain, and all of this not associated with Hurricane Matthew. Hurricane Matthew is still about 700 miles away, and those impacts really start as we head throughout the day on Friday, night Friday into Saturday morning. Now, the big concerns are the low-lying areas. A 3 to 6 foot storm surge would inundate where I'm standing. Now, behind me, you see Jacksonville Beach Pier. This pier was destroyed back in '99 thanks to Hurricane Floyd. And Floyd, again, also brought quite a bit of rain and flooding across the mid-Atlantic. A lot of people might remember that. Of '99, but people here are taking it seriously. I've been talking to the lifeguards that have their station here in this historic building. They've boarded up and they're actually clearing their first floor because with a 3 to 6 foot storm surge, they will see flooding into the bottom floor of that building. And in fact, they're also, I talked to the mayor, they're saying if you're ordered to evacuate, which is this area, you need to get off the island because even first responders will not be here. Will not be able to get out and rescue you if you get into trouble. And that's the big concern here is the storm surge. Now, you might not have a direct hit here along Jacksonville Beach, but it is still going to be close enough to do a lot of damage. Again, that pier was destroyed in Floyd, and Floyd never made a direct hit in Florida at all. So even the indirect impacts, the waves, the surge, a huge concern for barrier islands here across the coast of Florida. Wendy?
All right, thank you. Now on to Hurricane Tim Kaine in the race for the White House. About 35 million people watched last night's vice presidential debate, fewer than watched the VP debate 4 years ago between Joe Biden and Paul Ryan, and about half the number who watched last week's matchup between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Meanwhile, Some pundits say Senator Tim Kaine was unlikable because of his constant interruptions of Governor Mike Pence.
She had a Clinton Foundation accepting contributions from foreign governments.
You are Donald Trump's apprentice. Let me talk about this
Senator,
issue
I think I'm still on my time.
Well, isn't this a discussion?
This is our open discussion.
Let's talk about the state of the world.
Let me interrupt you and finish my sentence if I can.
This is what Wendy and I do every night,
Of
right?
course, yes.
Lots of
Just
reactions
call
still
5
coming in
o'clock
today
news.
about that VP presidential debate. Left many Virginians surprised by the aggressive Tim Kaine that they saw on display.
Our North Virginia Bureau Chief Julie Carey joins us with a look at whether the Clinton-Kaine strategy might have backfired. You were there last night.
I was, and you know, most of the post-debate analysis finds that GOP VP candidate Mike Pence was the winner, at least on style. His more calm, steady demeanor stood out last night. And some Virginians who've known Tim Kaine for years as a very knowledgeable, polite, and likable leader, scratching their heads at the combative Tim Kaine they saw last night, frequently interrupting his opponent. And if you missed it, here's yet another example.
Donald Trump has filed over 100 pages of financial disclosure, which is what the law requires.
But he said he
And
would
the
release his
American
tax
people
returns.
can review that. And he's going, Senator,
All right,
he's
gentlemen,
going to release
I
his
need to
tax
ask you
returns when
about
the audit
Social
is
Security.
over. The issue the
Richard
American
Nixon
people care
released
about,
tax returns when he was
they're
under
gonna
audit.
raise your tax. We're
If
gonna
you
cut your
can't
tax.
meet the
Gentlemen,
Nixon
the
standard,
people at home cannot
people ought to have
understand
some-
either one of you when you see each other.
Kaine's mission clear: to try to push Mike Pence to defend Donald Trump, something that most of the night Pence avoided. Political analysts' effort to make points about Trump missteps might have been lost in all the time two men ended up talking over one another.
This was a very over-caffeinated Tim Kaine compared to the Tim Kaine that I've seen in Virginia politics 10 years or so. I think what you see with this Tim Kaine was somebody who had instructions to be much more aggressive than was his natural approach, and it didn't look all that genuine.
Ahead at 6, I'll take a look at whether, in spite of the criticism, Kaine landed some blows and accomplished his mission. And I'll check in with Virginia voters to see about their take.
And speaking of Virginia, Julie, so we know that the governor Pence, the day in Virginia today, does it still look like it's a lock for the Clinton-Kaine team?
You know, their lead has been, it was huge for almost double digits. It shrunk some. It opened up a little bit more in the past week. So it'll be interesting to see how much we see Trump and Pence come here in the closing weeks. But that appearance today still indicates that they hope it might be in play.
All right, Julie Carey.
Thanks so much. A developing story right now out of Alexandria this evening. Police are trying to figure out why someone shot and killed an elderly